So let's talk about those demonstratable, actionable skills. And we're going to start off with DNS, or Domain Name Service. Now, you may hear this as Domain Name Service, Domain Name Server, Domain Name System. It doesn't really matter because DNS can actually be all three of those. And honestly, that's not very important, at least not this point of the game. What's important for you to know about DNS is that DNS resolves names to IP addresses. So when you go out to google.com, when you go out to msnbc.com or professor-frank.com, it is directing you over to an IP address, right? A roadmap on where to get to. Why is DNS important from a security perspective? Well, it's important from a security perspective because you don't know what the IP address or the real IP address is of professorfrank.com. So when you type that into your browser, you are putting trust, absolute trust, into whatever that DNS name is. Now, a lot of times when you need to resolve an IP address, they teach you the simple ping command. So if we're going to go and hit ping, and we go Professor Frank, and you're going to see the IP address. This is assuming that the system is actually up. Using the ping command works, but there are better commands to use for this. Now, assuming that you are on a Windows system, there's the nslookup command. So let's go ahead and use nslookup. And then we go professor-frank.com. Now let's go ahead and look at this answer. That first answer is actually not an answer. That first one is going to be the system that gave you the answer. We can see that the 162.252.172.57 is actually who gave us the answer. It's not an authoritative answer, and I will explain that later on in a different video, but most of the answers you're going to get, probably over 90% of those answers, are going to be not authoritative, and that's perfectly okay. I am actually using PowerShell versus this regular command prompt. And there is a better command within PowerShell. Let's go with resolve. Let's clear the screen first. We'll go resolve -DNS name professor-frank.com. Now you're seeing a couple of different things. So you see two names in here. The first one is going to be an A record, or they're both A records, which means that they are IPv4 that is verified at the very end of the system. You can see that is an answer, and we have two different IP addresses. Within these IP addresses, why are there two? There are two IP addresses in there because, right, the system is load balanced, right? Now we can try to figure out is how it is load balanced, and we're going to do that in the next lesson.
I hope you found this video beneficial to you. Remember that DNS is a pointer record, that it's not really there. That's telling you where to go, which IP address, either IPv4 or IPv6, and that's where it really is. Make sure you're updating your notes, and that when you are asked a question, what is DNS? DNS is more than, we want an answer better than just what is a pointer record, or that it changes host names to IP addresses. That shows that you know the definition doesn't show knowledge. Hopefully from this video and in your notes, you are seeing this from knowledge. You saw the two IP addresses for Professor Frank. What does that actually mean? It means that there could be two different IPs that they're load balance nationally, and that if we want to scan one to the other, or we want to assess one or the other, we might want to have to hit them by their IP addresses. Be sure to follow me, like, subscribe, and all that other stuff, and I hope to see you at a future conference.